Good afternoon. I am Mary Olson-Menzel, and I am the president and founder of MVP Executive Search and Development. We have a really exciting guest with us who has been our featured author for the MVP Book Club. Elise Mitchell is here. We are in New York City today, and it is just wonderful to be here with you.
Thank you.
Elise is just an amazing, incredible person who has just touched my heart with her words. And I would love to talk a little bit more about Leading Through the Turn, and tell us what you've been up to.
Great. Thank you, Mary. So I am the chairman now of my agency that I founded about 20 years ago. Grew it from scratch, sold it about 6 years ago, and I've just recently taken a step back from being CEO to becoming the chairman. And that's a part-time role. I'm also in the process of launching a new leadership and business consultancy for myself. So I've got a little bit of several things going on right now.
Yes, and getting all this wonderful
wrote a
press
book.
about your book,
Yeah.
and it is, and I will say it is a must-read for anyone who loves traveling, but also anyone in the leadership and executive world, about how Elise just built something from scratch and the turns and twists of your journey.
Indeed,
quite honestly.
indeed.
Right?
Yeah, so it's Leading Through the Turn is the book. It does have an interesting sort of creative theme, which is I ride a motorcycle. And so Leading Through the Turn is based on a core motorcycling principle called looking through the turn, which is as you approach a turn in the road, you don't fixate on all the potential hazards in the road in front of you. You assess those and you make a plan for maneuvering through the hazards, but you keep your eyes focused on where you want to end up. And that's called Looking Through the Turn. And I remember when I first learned to ride a motorcycle and I learned that lesson, I thought, wow, that is the greatest metaphor for business and life I've ever heard. And it's really been my mantra ever since. And I used it to guide me as I built my company and built my family, and just really was inspired by it. So the book is called Leading Through the Turn, and it's about leadership and how to navigate the twists and turns of business.
Yes, and then once again, it is fabulous.
Thank you.
So I'm really excited to have you here.
Thanks.
Very excited to hear more about your vision and what, your life's journey, about how you ended up where you are today. You talk a lot about purpose and passion. Tell me more about that and how it's really been a big driver of what you've done.
Well, I appreciate the question, because for many years, if you'd asked me that, I wouldn't have had a good answer because I was just driven to reach my goals. I was very driven, and that was really sort of the theme of my career. Was I was just so goal oriented. I call that being a destination person. I had my eyes focused on the destination, and my passion purpose was success. And it was around achieving success in my business. And once I had reached a there, I wanted to go to the next there and the next there, and it was never enough. And that's not a sustainable way to live and lead. And I began to realize that. It was about 10 years ago when I almost literally hit the wall, when I realized I needed to find purpose and meaning in my work beyond success and achievements, because that's really honestly how I defined myself, was by my achievements. And the problem with that is it is never enough. And I wanted to find deeper purpose in just the daily work, because I believe we're meant to work. We're all gifted, and you want your work to matter and you want it to mean something. And so that begins a new journey for you as a leader, to begin to think about, what am I gifted to do? What am I passionate about doing? What's my sweet spot? What do I feel called to do? And, honestly, I think this younger generation has that figured out a lot quicker. That's an important journey to be on. I don't think that I did as much when I was growing up, because I admired successful businessmen and women and wanted to be like them, and I was missing the journey along the way. And passion and purpose, I think, gives you a sense of accomplishment just in your daily work, no matter what happens. And that's what keeps you going, because it allows you to make it through the ups and the downs of business or career, whatever career you've been called to do. It drives you and motivates you to keep going no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, I love that. It's very inspirational, and I also think that, I always say it's the gift that the millennials have given us.
Indeed.
Right? Is
Thankfully,
looking at
yes.
what is your passion and doing what you love,
Yes.
and making sure that there's meaning behind it, right? And
Yeah.
it's a gift you're giving to all of your readers.
And what's funny about that is I always believed the saying is, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And I always tell my children that
Me
now,
too.
if you love what you do, you'll always enjoy it. And I have been very blessed to love what I do. I've been in public relations my entire career. And I always say, if this doesn't work out, I really don't have a plan B. Although now I do have a plan B.
Yes.
We'll get into that later. But it was a sense of, I'm just thrilled to be working in a space, in a place that I feel that I have something to offer and is enriching and rewarding and fulfilling to me, and exciting. And so that, I think, does get you through periods of time if you have that love and that joy for what you do. I think the challenge comes when you don't feel like you don't really love what you do. And then you sort of have that question, that voice in your head that says, what is all this for? And that's where you kind of almost hit the wall of, I've got to find something greater than success. I need to find more like significance in my life that would allow me to find real purpose and meaning in what I do every day.
Yeah. And